So I'm attempting a vlog today, and it's been a long time since I've done a vlog. I don't even know where my little handheld stabilizer is for my phone, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of propping today. But it's early. It's April 22nd. It's like 8:30 in the morning. So it's a Monday, and we just got home from a vacation, to a short trip, very short trip to South Carolina, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But I'm gonna be spending most of the day doing housework and just doing things around the house, maybe a little bit of outside work. So I thought I'd take you along for me. I thought I'd take you along with me. Oh goodness. I've already gotten up, had my cup of decaf coffee, and did my Bible study. I've started a load of laundry. I'm making myself breakfast right now. I need to get some sourdough started because we've been gone, so I don't have any bread. And yeah, just gonna see what I get into today. But I woke up and look, it's sunny out. Beautiful sun. So that's a great way to start the day. Basement. I came down to water my seedlings, and I thought I would share you. This is just a little setup we have in the basement. Normally these racks are all full, so I normally have, let me show you. These are two metal shelving units side by side, and they each have 4 shelves on them, and all the shelves have grow lights on them. Normally they're all full, but for some reason this year, I don't know if it was just I think it was just because I had a rough winter with a lot of uncertainty. When it was time to plant, I was not even in the mood, which is very unusual for me. So I didn't plant as much as I normally do, but these are just things that I normally start my seeds for. So like the tomatoes, a couple of different varieties of tomatoes, different varieties of peppers, some flowers, zucchini. I am starting some zucchini and cucumbers early, which I normally just start those in the ground, but I'm starting them early this year. But yeah, I just thought I would show my little setup. While we were gone, my sister came up one day and watered them, and we were only gone Wednesday through last night, which was Sunday, and I gave them a good watering before we left. So yes, that is what's going on. It's weird. Like, I really am just thinking it's all from the winter that I had, and with the heart issue stuff going on, that I just have not felt overly inspired to garden yet. Oops. I'm thinking that will come in time. So hopefully. I normally don't put I'm sorry, I'm trying to water while I talk. I normally don't put anything out into the garden until the end of May, because that is when I feel like there's least chance of things dying from a surprise frost. So I still have some time. I guess it's almost the end of April. Crazy. Okay, so let's have a little chat. I've got my this is at least 32 ounces of water. So when we travel, I have to just dehydrate myself, because if not, like, I literally have, I have a small bladder, and so if I drink normal, it would take us forever to get to wherever we were going. So I always feel kind of the day after traveling, because I haven't drank enough the day before, and so I'm really feeling it today. So I'm going to hydrate myself well today. And I thought I would just sit down for a few minutes and chat. I'm still in what I wore to bed. Haven't done a thing, because I basically got up, made my coffee, did my Bible reading, talked to Brad before he started work, and then I got to all the stuff that I need to get done, because it's a lot. So tomorrow is election day here, and I'm working the polls, so I will be gone literally all day from like 5:30 in the morning until, I don't know, after 9 p.m. So I have a lot that I want to get done today. especially since we just got home from vacation. Lots of the vacation laundry to do. We went to visit our friends in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, which is like right near Charleston. And so our friends, he used to be the pastor at our old church, and I became very close to his wife. We're really good friends. Well, we're all really good friends. It's like family. So it's a really comfortable situation, and we go down usually once a year, and we spend several days with them. So when we first started, they moved there 8 years ago, and when we first started going down, we would go for almost a whole week, but like this trip was literally, we were there for 2 full days, and then we left. We got there Thursday right at dinner time, and we left early yesterday morning, which was Sunday. And it's like an 11-hour drive, so it is a long drive for a short visit, but we really love them and love visiting them, so it's worth it. But anyway, I have a lot of laundry to get caught up on today, and just other things, but it was a nice visit. Beautiful weather. It was like 90 degrees, which is actually unseasonably hot for them this time of year, and it was like perfect timing because it was completely sunny and 90 degrees, or high 80s, all 3 days we were there. On our way down, we stopped at 2 national parks. We stopped in West Virginia at New River Gorge, and we only stayed there for like 45 minutes. We got there after hours, so we couldn't go into the visitor center. But we've stopped there before, and they have the longest, and I don't know if it's the longest and the highest, but it's the longest arched bridge in the Western Hemisphere, which is pretty cool. And so I did take some clips. Maybe I'll include that in here if I can figure out how to overlay the video. But we just kind of went down many steps, went down so we could see the beautiful view in the gorge, and it was, yeah, it was really nice. So we did that on our first, we left at lunchtime on Wednesday. Brad worked half a day, and then we traveled to Richburg, South Carolina. So we didn't even get to our hotel until like 11:15 at night. Got up the next day and left and stopped at Congaree National Park, which is in South Carolina, about an hour and a half from where our friends live. And we did a 5-mile hike there, and that hike was so different than what we are used to. So we live in Pennsylvania, and it's hilly here because we are in the Appalachian range. Now, I would say where we are in Pennsylvania, it's more of just large hills, and I'm so used to them. It's always interesting when people come from out of state and they'll comment on how twisty, turny, and hilly the roads are around here. I'm very used to it. But if you go to like different parts of the Appalachian range, for instance, in West Virginia, where the New River Gorge is, it's much more mountainous there. So it's interesting that it's all part of the same mountain range. It's a little bit different here for us. But having said that, the hiking we do around here and when we go to Maine, it's very different from the hiking we did in South Carolina, which Congaree is like a floodplain and a swamp. So it's very flat. We got bit up. We had, I didn't even think about packing mosquito and bug spray. And I don't use like the DEET based bug sprays. I refuse to use those. I just not comfortable with putting those on my body. But we got to the visitor center of the park, and they had all natural citronella base with a bunch of essential oils. And so I bought a bottle of that, and we used it, and we still got bit up. Maybe not as bad as if we hadn't had the spray on. And I think what really happened was the touristy walk is the boardwalk. So there's literally a boardwalk that goes through the entire, this big section of park. I think it's like 1.5 miles. And you know, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, but we went off the boardwalk and we just went down a plain trail, and it was way more buggy there. But we wanted to, we kind of like to do that, do the less touristy things, and we wanted to get a few more miles in. So we've come home with some bug bites. But honestly, I think I got more bug bites in my friend's backyard because they are along a pond. Their backyard is up against a pond, and it was pretty buggy there in the evenings. But anyway, we got to see goslings hatch. They had a geese family that in their landscaping that built a nest, and so 3 little goslings hatched. We got to see an alligator that lives in their pond. It was just so interesting because we got to see first of all, we were nervous about the alligator with the goslings and with the eggs before they hatched, and all was fine, at least up until the point we left. But then it was interesting to watch how the geese actually, they took their little goslings to the opposite side of the pond and left them there. And the mama and the daddy goose flew back across to the nest, and they left the goslings, and the goslings just hung out there. And we were like, this is going to be interesting. Finally, one of the brave little goslings jumped in the pond and they swam across. It was so cool to see that. But anyway, we had a really good trip, and yes, it was just such a nice, refreshing time. But yeah, now we're back, and we're back at it. And I have a busy week this week, so yeah. Oh, I wanted to talk about so I've had several people ask about my blanket club from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and I got behind. These are my squares from January and February. I have all the yarn for the entire year, but I have not started on March's yet, and so I haven't even done April's. I need to get back to that. Like I said, I just felt overwhelmed this winter with everything that was going on, and so I did not get to it, but I plan on still making that blanket. I plan on knitting those. I just need to skein up the yarn. And I want to show you guys something else I got. This was waiting for me when I got home yesterday. But look at this beautiful self-striping yarn. This is from Color Me Sheepish. And it comes with this. And this is called Figs and Honey. If I remember, I will put a link to her shop down below, but if I forget, it is Color Me Sheepish, so you can look it up. But I have these are going to be a gift for someone, but I don't want to say that on here just in case, at least not at this point. Maybe I'll talk about it in a proper podcast episode at some point. Okay guys, I need to get back to it. Took a little walk, and oh, everything is so beautiful. I just love spring so much. Oh, that's a pretty little butterfly that just landed. Actually, that might be a moth. Huh. Anyway, I shared some of the footage. I would have captured some of it for you guys. Some of the things that are blooming around our area. a lot of it has already bloomed because we have had an early spring arrival. In fact, gosh, we've already had to mow our grass now twice, which is crazy. We normally don't have to do that until like, I don't know, May sometime. I just got the mail and I had a surprise package. And I'm really excited. And this was completely surprise. It's by Cherished Stitch by Ollie. And this is someone that I know from the internet and from Instagram and my podcast. And so I'm going to open that up because isn't it always so nice when you get an unexpected package in the mail? So yeah, totally unexpected. She has my address because she did send me something in the past several years back. So I'm gonna see what that is. Ollie, I think I'm pronouncing your name right. I always second guess myself when Ollie. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Oh, my kitty cat likes the bag. So she sent me this bag and for me to either keep a knitting project or like my Bible and my devotional book that I'm currently doing. And she sent me such a sweet note card just letting me know that she was thinking of me and she wanted to send, she said the fabric reminded her of the beauty that comes with spring. So she does make handbags, or not handbags, project bags. And she sent me another really big one that I use for it's my biggest project bag that I have. And I use it for all my big projects. But she just, wanted to say that she had been praying for me, and because I had shared at one point on my podcast about the health struggles that I was having. And so thank you so much. That was so sweet. My cat is wanting my attention. Hi, Lucy. Lucy, you are a filthy mess. You are a filthy mess. What were you doing? You look like you have pollen all over you. So anyway, that was so incredibly sweet. I love it. I love it so much. So thank you so much. It was so nice to get out and get a walk in. It's definitely not as warm as it was in South Carolina. It's actually quite chilly here and windy today. So, but the sun is out, so that makes everything feel just absolutely wonderful. But I think I'm gonna head back in the house and flip out the laundry, and probably need to start making supper soon. You are so dirty. Did you get yourself into it, huh? Did you get yourself into it? Sitting here in my bedroom on my bed with my laptop doing a little bit of homework for a upcoming episode. So I asked you guys last week, I think it was last week's episode, if anyone was interested in a single skein fingering weight special episode. So basically patterns that, you know, are made with one skein of that special fingering weight yarn. And a lot of you said you were interested, so I've been having fun researching for that. And I have quite a few things pulled together here. In fact, I have way more than what I'm actually going to be able to include. So now I'm going through and I'm just kind of finalizing my list on Ravelry, and then I'm going to actually take notes in my tablet. And when I say tablet, I mean like my paper tablet. I like to look at each pattern and kind of get a feel for what makes it special, why I like it, how it's constructed, and then that's what I usually include in my episode. So that's what I'm working on. I'd like to get this episode out to you guys within the next couple of weeks because I don't know, I feel like this is a good time of year to make a single skein fingering weight project, like the springtime of year, or even if you're in the southern hemisphere, going, you know, in the fall. And I like the reason I was inspired to make this episode is because I was thinking about our traveling that we're going to be doing this summer. And I often, when we travel, if there is a yarn shop, I will often pick up a skein of yarn as a souvenir for myself. And a lot of times it's easy just to buy one skein of fingering weight yarn. The problem with that is that it's not like you can make a sweater with that. You know what I mean? And so I think what happens is we, as knitters, tend to accumulate these single skein yarns of fingering weight. And then, you know, we'll make socks out of them. But sometimes it's like, oh, I paid $30 or more for this skein of yarn. It's beautiful, and I just don't want to wear it on my feet. So this list that I have is, I would say the majority of it is shawls or shawlettes. I also have found some hats and some fingerless mitts. And I'm kind of like, I'm going to look and see if I can find anything else that's a little bit different. But I actually like knitting shawls, and I like knitting lighter shawls for this time of the year. Most of the shawls that I have are very heavy, and they're made with mohair, or they're made with multiple skeins of yarn because I wear them during the winter or the colder months. And so it's nice to have just a lightweight shawl that you can just wrap around on the chilly mornings or evenings. And so that is what I hope to have for you guys here within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that, and I'm going to get back to my research and see what I can find. It is now 6 p.m. We just finished dinner and cleanup. I'm taking some potatoes down to my parents because these are potatoes that have eyes on them, so we'll be planting these in the garden, and my dad's gonna get started. tomorrow I'm going to be at the election polls all day, so I won't be able to help him tomorrow. But I'm taking these down, and I don't know that I'll film anything else today because I feel like I need to probably get this edited and wrap it up for the day and maybe relax for a little bit this evening. I worked on my prayer shawl earlier, but I literally got like half of a row done because I sat there and I'm like, I cannot sit here. I have stuff to do. Yeah, so I'll probably just end this now, and maybe I'll vlog again next month. Maybe I'll vlog like once a month. I don't know. I'm telling you guys, it's the spring energy. It's the spring energy. So yes, thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.